Alright, we got another pile of comics to review. Hopefully we can get through this one. See what happens. We got Archie, number 459. This is, I'm guessing, 1960-ish. No. Yeah, this is 1997. Looks like it's really old. It's from May 1997, so it's just very well worn. Tore up a little bit. But first story's very important package where Archie, basically Veronica lets Archie know that she forgot to give her dad, or at least she was supposed to tell her dad about Mr. Lodge about a special package that she assumed he was supposed to take with him. So Archie's like, well, I'll take it to him. I ain't going to screw anything up. I'm going to be nice about it. I'm going to help the guy out. And of course, you can just imagine all the things that go awry with Archie throughout the thing. Yeah, the little story ends with its normal goofy style twist. We have a little art section from fans, a little editor section in there, all your fun old advertisements. And we get Archie and Snow Fun, where Archie gets himself some fancy snow boots, ski boots. They're snowshoes or ski shoes. So you don't have to wear the big old skis, and he's trying to show off and show everybody how he can do it and trying to get the girls to be oohed and awed over his fancy new items. And you can imagine what's going to happen with him with that, because Archie always has bad luck and things always like to go wrong for him. Then we got Archie in First Class Fool, where he's got to mail a letter and he accidentally mails it. Well, he actually has a few things go wrong that he has people help him with, and then he mails it to the wrong section of the post office, which, I mean, if you look at it, you got out of town, local, and packages, 3 separate slots there. But then when he's looking through to talk to the mailman, the backside's all just the 3 slots and then a big barrel underneath, so all 3 are going into the same thing anyways. But he's trying to get his mail and get that mailed, and when he tries to get his mail, he gets his arm stuck in the mail locker and has to have people come and help him. Just basically standard Archie hijinks. And we got Archie in Good Clean Fun. And in this one, the kids are throwing a dance party and they want to have it a bubble style party. And Archie and Jughead said they can make the bubble machine for way cheaper. And it works out good when they start, but then Archie asks Jughead to go get some more soap suds because they ran out and the bubbles are getting light. And it just so happens that he gets some special suds that cause a bunch of other issues, of course. And yeah, these are a lot of fun. This was a great one. I enjoyed all the stories in that issue. Now, going on a little more Archie, we got a little bit of Archie has the most standings today in this run. We got Archie and Friends Summer Lovin, number one shot. This is from 2022. So I'm surprised I didn't pick this one up. I was really happy. The first story has Harper in it, Harper Lodge, Veronica's cousin, I believe. But it's Archie and Friends in Carnival Love. And we get to see Veronica Lodge and the gang, or Harper Lodge and the gang. Of course, Veronica's with her and stuff. And Betty and everybody, and Archie. And it's, we got Chuck, and this is the first appearance of Harper's special friend. Dang it. And I can't think of her name. Veronica's okay. Eliza Hahn. I would have never guessed that last name, but she joins in with this thing, and they end up going on some carnival rides, having some fun, and some things happen. Reggie gets a little confused. He's trying to rehook up with Harper, and at the same time, Harper's with her new friend, and you can imagine the cross issues that come up and happen. Then we got windsurfing woes, where Archie is jealous because Veronica's hanging with this top windsurfer guy, and Archie's like, well, in a day, I'm going to learn how to outsurf someone that's been doing it their whole life, of course. Get in the competition. He ends up asking for help from some windsurfers. They aren't that great, so he ends up coming across the person that taught them how to windsurf, and it just so happens that it's Cheryl Blossom, and Cheryl Blossom's like, well, I ain't going to help you help Veronica, help you with something for Veronica, and of course things work out and go awry, and all kinds of lunacy happens again with all the characters in this storyline. But yeah, I was really happy to finally have a nice, enjoyable Harper storyline. I really enjoy her because I mean she's in the wheelchair, she has her issues, she uses her crutch to get around when she can and stuff, and she has to have help when need be, but yet she also gets the point across, which is really annoying for someone when you're disabled. When someone's constantly, can I help you with this? Can I help you with that? If I want help, I'm going to ask for help. Just leave me alone. Let me try and get through life doing my things. And then if I can't do it, I will ask for help. But constantly getting on you. And Reggie has that problem. He's got that issue where he's constantly wanting, oh, you're tired out here, let me push you around. It's like, hands off the wheelchair. If I want you to push me around, I'll ask you to push me around. It's like, but yeah, it's a big thing in the disabled community. It's really annoying when people are constantly trying to help you when you're not asking for help, and you're struggling because your body's not letting you be normal. So you have to struggle and you deal with issues, and you just want to try and get through life at your own pace. And I really like how that story portrayed that. So that's why I'm a big proponent for Harper. I like how she accepts her disability and stands strong with it and makes sure other people understand what it's like. Well, not understand what it's like to be disabled, but understand how we feel when we're constantly being looked down on and needing, maybe needing help or maybe not needing help, but being requested want, for someone to want to give us help when we don't want it. So yeah, that can just get really annoying constantly hearing, can I give you a hand? Can I help you? Can I do this for you? Can I? It's like, just let me try and do it myself. I'd like to try and get as far as I can on my own before my body says, no, you're not doing it ever again. And then it's going to really suck for us. So just let us do what we can. We'll ask if we need help. And then if you want to help, that's awesome. Then our last Archie one is Bite-Sized Archie. I sadly pre-ordered the second one for this. Not big fan on this one. I like how they give you a story and then give you the sketches, gives you some background. Everything goes behind the panels, and then gives you the comic strip and just gives you a little description of everything. But here, I'll read the synopsis on the back. We hope you're hungry for laughs. The collection of Archie Comics' first ever webcomic series is here. Bite-Sized Archie features all your pals and gals from Riverdale and beyond, while covering everything from video games to pop culture to embarrassing group chats, complete with exclusive bonus features, character sketches, and behind-the-scenes conversations from the creative team. You'll be absolutely thrilled as we take a deeper look at the comic that's been delighting Archie fans on social media every week. It's just, there are fun ones in here. A lot of bland ones. Didn't really, and there's a lot of them that were kind of, in my opinion, incomplete style stories. They could have had a little bit more to them and stuff, but other than that, there's, you got your cute, goofy ones, but I like the two comics before it way better. Wasn't really, it didn't make me laugh enough. That's the problem, and I want some more giggles out of these when I read these, especially when you do the little Archies and stuff like that. It's like, it should be funnier, cuter, more enjoyable. But this one, me. We'll see what the second one has to offer, but I really wish I would have got this one before I pre-ordered the second, and then I would have probably skipped it. Well, what you gonna do? Now we got Universal Monsters Dracula issue 4 from James Tinian the Fourth and Martin Simmons, and this is the penultimate, or no, this is the end. This is the final. That's right. Uh, this was a surprise to me. I did not expect it to end in the fourth act. I thought it was going 5 acts. We get a little deeper with Renfield and Dracula and stuff, which I enjoyed, getting a little more history for the original Dracula storyline in here. I mean, a lot of it is uh, proportion to what we get from the Bram Stoker's Dracula and stuff, but it's just, it, this one didn't really overly thrill me. I didn't mind the painted artwork. It flowed better than some other ones that I've seen. Storyline was okay, but it's all the stuff you've heard before. It's nothing really new or surprising in here, and I just thought we'd get a little deeper with certain characters or something. But other than that, it was okay. But yeah, we're reading so many different Dracula style books at the moment. I'd say this was probably my least favorite of the ones, which was surprising because of James Tenney Port. That's why I expected a little extra out of the storyline, but didn't really get it. So it's kind of got me on the hanger right now, because next one up is Universal Monsters Creature from the Black Lagoon, and I was really happy when I seen that it was coming out, because I knew I was doing this, and I only had issue 1 of the Universal Monsters Dracula so far. But I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna check it out. And we got Haunted House, a love story from our friend Winston Gramborough that was on the Crimson Color Comic Club podcast. Uh, Another wonderful story. We got a new family moved into the house. The house is still missing the past owners. You're gonna have to read the storyline to find out what happened and all that. I'm not gonna give it all away. But again, we have a family that's trying to cope with a house that's not really wanting them there and trying to push them out. And at the same time, the family's having issues because the child has the main connection with the ghost, uh, the ghosting of the house, I guess you could call it, the spookiness of the house, and it plays with like the little girl's doll and stuff like that. The mother has her things with it, and the father's kind of like off-puttish and not wanting to believe a lot of things. But yeah, I liked this story. I was curious where they were going to go with it after the first story and the way everything happened. I did not. I don't know if when I read the first story, if I knew it was going to be a 6-issue run, but I'd say go back to our interview with Winston on the Crimson Color Comic Club when we discussed some of the things about the storyline that I don't really want to ruin right here. So if you want to check that out, go to check that video out, or audio, however you want to you listen to your podcast or YouTubes. Then we got Local Man, issue 9. Our character is trying to figure out what's going on with the water character problems, the people getting knocked off by a certain water entity that's attacking people, according to other people. This character also has a connection to the superhero group that our Local Man character was part of before he got dismissed and all that. You're gonna have to go back and read the earlier issues to find out about that if you don't know about it. This is really enjoyable. I like that our character is based out of Wisconsin, and it's got the Hodag place, so it's basically got that Rhinelander taste to it, but it's done by Tony Fleeks and Tim Seeley, Brad Simpson, Philippe Sobrero. They're doing an awesome job with this. I've had moments where I was confused reading it, and then clarity moments later on. I love our Local Man. He's got his dog hanging with him. And this dog just keeps hanging out with him, following him around. And the dog's always doing kind of like, you'll see little side things where the dog's sniffing an item that has something to do with something that just happened, but no one's really catching on. But the dog actually looks like he knows more about what's going on than anybody else. So I'm expecting in the future issues that all of a sudden we're going to see this dog end up doing something. I don't know if he'll transform into something else or what, but who knows. But at the same time, our water entity is just going crazy and putting the whole town at threat, so in danger. And then we get another they always have the Local Man's got the flip comics, and we got the Local Girl story, which gets us a little bit deeper into our Crossjack character before he became Local Man and entities that he's associated with from his past. And we get to see some of the things that he might have done that caused his dismissal and all that. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm really enjoying this. I don't know. I just feel like I have gaps. I had an issue. I missed a couple issues. I had an issue. Missed a couple issues. So I got the volume 1 trade so I can go back and make sure there's no stories I missed out on, which I'm almost positive I did in the first 6 issues or so. And we already got the volume 2 trade working its way out, but I've been sticking with them and enjoying them. And Tim Seeley, I don't care what he puts out. I'll pretty much enjoy it. Pick it up if I can. All right, we got Quick Stops Volume 2, Number 2 from Dark Horse Comics. Kevin Smith's movie story. We got our teacher that helped out the fat kid with the other kids picking on him about his man boobs, calling him movies and all that. And she does some stuff to help the kid and feel better about himself by creating a character out of it. And this is basically the story about how Mubi became what it is. And it's very interesting. Very sexual. Just a pre-warning, but it is Kevin Smith, so you should expect that anyways. Yeah, I get a little menage a trois thing going on in this storyline. We got 2 teachers, we got a rich lady, we got entity being born, and all the lunacy between it all. And Kevin did an awesome job with this again. I just don't recall. I could have swore the first one was a different story for each issue. The first volume, and this one's going ongoing, which is fine with me. I mean, it's a great story. I'm curious where it's going to end up, what twists and turns come out of the next issue and stuff. But did a really good job with that. So if you like Kevin Smith's, basically his library, you want to find out little stories that you hear little things about, and then you can get the full story through these. It's definitely worth it if you're into that. We got our Squish and Squash rescue characters. This is issue number 2 from Niall O'Rourke, Mike Hartigan, and Justin Birch. And we're on a water world. A bunch of people come, have fun. It's basically a whole planet that's covered in water. And then there's a Sledgeworks company that just so happens to find something to drill for in the Earth and that planet. And while drilling, they end up having a sludge leak, and the sludge leak affects a city underwater that's run by fish people. And so they come and they protest at a gala or an event that the Sludge King is having, and our Squish and Squash people helped the Sludge King in the beginning. And they're like, well, we should go down and check and see what it looks like down in this fish city. And of course they go down and see that the sludge is affecting the city, and all of a sudden Sludge King's causing some issues with the fish city and their inhabitants, and you're gonna have to read it to find out what all happens. There's all kinds of things that go awry and things that happen and twists and turns and good and bad people and turning against each other, and it's a great story. I'm liking it. I'm liking these characters. I'm curious what other things they're gonna have to rescue, what type of worlds and environments they'll go to. I hope it keeps going like this, where they keep going to different areas each issue and don't really get stuck on a long going storyline about one place. I'm hoping they can just keep the flow going nicely, just keep bouncing from world to world and fixing problems, trying to fix problems, and see what happens along the way. And the last one we're going to talk about in this round is Vampirella Dead Flowers, number 4. This is our final issue of this. Again, another story. I expected to go 5 issues, but I like this because I was going to look before I got on here. I'm assuming Sarah Frazetta. It's written by Sarah Frazetta and Bob Freeman. I assume that's Frank's daughter, not wife, but I could be wrong. The guy Alberto Locatelli and the Brewing Factory, and Tom Napolitano on here, and Marshall Hoyt, and Matt Idelson. But our story goes a little deeper into the point where someone falls to their death. Their blood kind of sets off some magical spells or something that were set on the property, I'm guessing, by the old man from the beginning, because it awakens our old man from his slumber 6 feet under. And Vampirella and the gang, our werewolf character, his daughter, Vampirella, and her assistant, they all have to deal with it. And they're I like the way they played this all out. I had a whole different concept that I thought was happening in the beginning, but then it played out different than I expected. I enjoyed where it went, where it's going, maybe, because we do get an epilogue in here, and I like the way they played this all out because it starts out with our very famous. I don't know how many versions of it, but our Vampirella artwork from Frank Frazetta back in the day. And this epilogue goes into a storyline about Frank and his wife. And we just, we learned some things in here. And I really enjoy how they connected all that. That's why I'm thinking that's got to be his daughter. But I only got one computer at hand, so I can't check things at the moment. But I stupidly was going to check before I did these today, and I just totally spaced it. So, yeah, that's the stack for today, for the week. I want to try and at least do a stack a week. It was enjoyable. We had some fun Instagram single comic reviews, some really fun ones this week with our geriatric gerbils and stuff like that. So check those out. Keep following at Under the Cult of NS. Uh, Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, all that good stuff. And check out the Instagram, the audio, video, YouTube, podcast, all kinds of things coming out lately. So trying to stay on our toes, keep bringing you some goodness. And check out Crimson Cult Comic Club. See the group talking about comics, and we also have some creator interviews on there and stuff. So check those out also. And we'll get back to you soon with some more goodies. All right. Bye.